I'm back again. Oh no. Oh no. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, hang on. Not this one. Oh, can you hear me? Check. Mic check. Uh-oh. Let me try to reshare my screen. Can you guys hear me? My internet dropped. Can you hear me, or is it gone? All right, you can hear me? Yeah. Here we go again. See, I knew I should have knocked on wood or something. The internet dropped on me again. Well, I'm trying. We'll see if it can stay going here. If it drops out too many times, there might not be anything I can do about it. But man, see, I thought we were good. It only dropped once. I've got a TV that I'm keeping an eye on that's hooked to Google, and when the internet drops, that's one of the first things to say it. Like, hey, we lost connection. It's a really good notification. All right, yeah, let's go play for now. I guess the internet's up and going again. Well, I'll make do with whatever I can. Let's get through the morning prep stuff here, just in case the internet dies on me and we have to drop again. But get this out of the way here. Get that over there. And let's rock and roll. So from the larger perspective, I had a couple charts posted in the Discord chat going over a few major areas of interest in how things were kind of moving along. And one of the first things that we notice going across all of the index markets here is that they are all up pretty nicely. They had a really nice rally up, but it's after a pretty strong resistance off of some sell side areas like 2-to-1s, 3-to-1s, etc. So with these traders kind of pushing back, we also have buyers trying to buy the dip at the low. It's this really kind of mishmash fist fight going on here. What's interesting though is if we look across the board here, starting off on the NASDAQ does not have any new lows. Not even on these little ones. None of them have been broken the whole way up. This almost is reminiscent of the Ethereum chart of old. You remember the Ethereum chart? No new low, just all the way up. What we're waiting for, though, is, of course, a break of a new high. That is the significant break of a new high because that's the proof of a trend shift. We had a confirmed low into a confirmed high, into a confirmed low, confirmed high, confirmed low. Possible reversal, but not known to be a reversal until we have proof. And we don't have that proof yet. It hasn't broken above the highs. So as long as that is the case, then chances are we're still stuck in a sideways range, sellers at the highs, buyers at the lows. That said, the reason this is interesting is because the NASDAQ has higher lows the whole way up. No new lows on the NASDAQ. If we compare that to the S&P and the Dow, they did have new lows, right? And what's even more interesting about those new lows, as denoted by the Dow here, that was the algo 3-to-1 long. 2-to-1 long on the S&P, depending on where you're measuring it from. So that was a monstrous bounce point from the buyers to try to rip the market back up. Even though it did make a new low, there's some very interesting things that took place. Now, on the S&P, we did have that new, and again, I say new, we haven't even broken the high, so it's only just a new inside low. But if we do break a new high, which is why we have the double arrows there, it's got to break above, that would be proof of the trend confirmation, right? New confirmed high down to a confirmed low, confirmed high, confirmed low, possible reversal, but we need proof of actually breaking higher. And until we break the highs, we don't have that proof. This trap, and then a really, really strong rotation back up is a good sign for buyers to give it a shot. But the fact that they held off in the 2-to-1, 3-to-1 area doesn't help them out at all. And the fact that it's rolling right off the top of the wedge, yikes. There's a lot of crap here that they're going to have to deal with. Now, that said, if they are able to work through this and get even above this inside swing, that would be a new low into an inside high, possibly a megaphone. Right? So that would at least give us some structure to work with that would suggest that we should break above this high. And if they're able to do that, then all of the balance starts going into sway mode a little bit, right? So we're in a big, big interesting spot here. The sellers have an incredible zone of resistance in the sense of really small risk to try to push the market back down. Whether or not they take it, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But that's going to be the spot that they try to do it from. Looking at the Dow The Dow's got a little bit of a different scenario here. We've got that algo 2-to-1, 3-to-1 long. They also have 30,000 on top of everything else. But more importantly, we went from that new low up into a new high, right? If we draw from over here, we broke a new high. It isn't the major high that we need. Just to clarify, that's not the big major high that's going to be the trend shift, but that is a new intra-swing high in the sense that we broke a new low. Possible invalidation. Oh, wait a minute, it can't be invalidation if they make a new high. So now the only people who have been invalidated are the bears who are trying to get it to go lower, and they failed. This is a really, really problematic spot, especially considering that the 2-to-1, 3-to-1 area is above the wedge top, which is a trap high. That means that even going with actual risk versus reward, they're at like a 3-to-1 now. So it doesn't have to keep falling. There's nothing saying it does. Everything is saying that we should see a bit more momentum up, whether you're looking at the Dow for its, trap and reversal, or if you're looking at the S&P trap wedge high failure, or if you're looking at the Nasdaq's higher low perpetually working its way up. They're all saying that it should at least make an attempt. I mean, we'll see. Just because it should doesn't mean it has to, but we'll see how it goes, Over on gold, gold is just getting cracked into the floor right now. Unbelievable momentum to the downside here. This downward momentum that we've got going on for the Dow in general is really suggesting that the market is trying to at least get something going. Here's the thing, right? With this momentum down that they're trying to get, they're trying to get a bearish drive to the downside that isn't really working out super well. Kind of well, kind of not. Hey, how's it going, Chris? So we've got this little bit of back and forth kind of mess that's going on around this 1750 on gold, and it's having a really hard time getting anything going. So as long as the bears are trying to get some momentum to the downside, chances are they're going to, we're just going to stay pinned at the floor. But if they are able to rotate back up, there's just going to be more sellers waiting up above at the 1760s. I just don't see them able to get a whole lot accomplished, right? It's either stay low or they're going to need to migrate quite a bit further up to get some better prices. We'll see. But right now where it is, it's super low. I don't know, risk is really high right now on gold. You've got to have it through the roof. Over on crude oil, crude oil has some overall really nice, structurally, it looks beautiful, right? I mean, we've got the Elliott wave patterning, 5 waves all the way down. We've got the wedge break. We've got a wolf wave possible low. I mean, there's a million different ways that you can look at this thing. It's incredible. We've got a lot of overall momentum working its way down, and the bears are back to the $100 level that they can try to push off of. Structurally, I mean, this is about as good of a spot as we could possibly ask for. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to reject off of this and keep going down, although I want to see crude oil go back to negative 40 if I can. The one big thing that we didn't get, if we look back over at that major high up there, is a break above that high. That is really what we needed. They needed to break above that high to prove, yes, we actually have a long-term, and I'm talking daily, weekly chart continuation, right? They couldn't get it. So the fact that they couldn't break above that 121 is massively problematic, especially if we break below the lows down here. That's a full-out invalidation, and that would be a break below 8407. Now you'll notice we haven't broken that either. So we're in a bit of a fist fight. The buyers know that if they get in down here, they only have to risk to here, right? But what's their reward? The reward isn't just to 100, although that's an incredible 1-to-1 spot to take some profit on. Realistically, their targets, even 2-to-1, are inside the highs, and up to the major high, that's like 4-to-1. So, I mean, they have an incredible amount of reward versus their risk. This is the spot where if they want to try to get this going, that's where they want to do it from. We'll have to wait and see if they're actually able to accomplish anything, I suppose, but that's the zone. Right now, crude oil's down 2% after bouncing off of the $100 mark. So it's, it's not looking so great. We'll have to see what they're able to do, but, hey, we'll give them a shot. And then Bitcoin. Bitcoin, man, we've got to really squint to get in close here to see, because right here, let's get that down just there. Is that in the right spot? Right there. Okay. There we go. So, I know from here it looks like they might have broken that high. They did not break the high. That is an incredibly important fact that we need to keep in the back of our minds because of the fact that they did not break that new high. Let me get my crosshair off the way. They did not break a new high. That means that we do not have a valid trend shift. A valid trend shift requires higher highs, higher lows. It's the only way a trend works, right? So as far as the higher high, higher low is concerned, right? We don't technically have a higher high. That's not great for the trend traders, right? I mean, buyers who are looking for a higher high on Bitcoin to keep this thing going, this is a big problem. And if this starts rolling back over, I mean, consider what could happen here if buyers were expecting this to break a new high. They're buying in like it's going to make a new high. They're holding the bag like it's making a new high, but then it doesn't make a new high and starts drifting back to 20,000. Like, oh crap, do I buy more here? Or what, right? What do we do? Well, I mean, they might buy it there, but there's a lot of traders who are holding bags from up here. So even if it does go higher, it's just going to be some break evens. Then we've got a lower high. There's a lot of problems that stem from this not breaking a new high. This needs to go now, even like $1. It doesn't matter. It's just got to get above that high. Then we know that we'll be okay. But that hasn't happened yet. So, I mean, as long as that's the case, we do have an ascending wedge working its way higher. It's definitely trying, but we'll see. Wait, what? Really? Hang on. Do this? How's that? Is that better? There we go. Is that better? Let's try that. Sorry. There we go. It's not been an easy couple days, that's for sure. Anyway, so as far as Bitcoin's concerned, I've got my concerns, right? We don't have the new high. We've got some issues that they need to really work out, and they're not. They haven't worked it out yet, so we're gonna have to give them some time. But Bitcoin is looking kind of shaky. What about Ethereum? Yeah, so let me pull up, where's TradingView? Let me get TradingView up on ETH real quick. Wait a minute, what am I doing? There we go, Ethereum. So as far as Ethereum is concerned, right, this is kind of the bounce that we've been talking about for a while, and historically it's going directionally right where we want it to go. This dipped back down to the 1200 to 955 area, if you remember back, I don't know, how long has it been now? A week and a half, 2 weeks now, maybe a little longer. We were talking about this area on the dip zone, and the buyers bought it. Their upside objective historically off of this dip should be around 142%. Now, does that mean that they have to? Of course not. But, I mean, they're right on their way. I mean, man alive. The objective on this is technically 2,106. But psychologically, let's be real here, right around the $2,000 mark, I think is a pretty fair spot for them to gun for. So, I mean, as it stands, you know, is this something that is following along with what we expect it to be? Yeah, it is. But we've got to be realistic. Like, around 2,000 should be a realistic objective. If it's going to go through that, then, you know, maybe a little bit further up to the 2200s. But if they're going to start charging through there, remember, go backward a little ways here. The last time around, based on that last push, was 146%. My concern is that if they follow along, historically speaking, with this area, if they get 146.6% and start showing signs of failure, the next drop is 90%. Oh, jumpstart your heart again, get the electrocutor out, right? I mean, that's not fun. Nobody wants to sit through that. So, you know, that's where we have to look at this kind of realistically. And yes, I know the open's right around the corner. My internet is not good enough for me to trust putting any amount of risk on any kind of table right now. So that's why I'm going through the charts and everything, and then we can go through and kind of chit-chat and have a little bit of a Q&A and all that. Just that we're on the same page. I wanted to make sure to get through the morning prep stuff so that we're good there, which we should be. But if I'm going in and out on internet, I'm not about to be throwing any orders on the table, that's for sure. either way, so I mean, as far as Ethereum, looking at the way that this is kind of moving, you know, the overall anticipated moves around 142%. That said, if it follows through that and collapses, the next drop is around 90%. And if we look at that historically, where does 90% put us? Right? Now, the last drop was 90.39%. And if we transpose that over here, 90.39% lands us basically smack on top of the previous volume cluster that was left behind in the $250 range. That's not fun, considering that from that high at around 2,000 would be where it would be dropping to. So I am definitely on guard for this rally higher. I don't trust this rally higher much further, right? Now, it does look good for maybe another $400 to the upside till we get around that 2,000 mark. But we start pushing into the upper 1,800s, 1,900s, it's that ice is getting real slippery, right? That makes me start getting a bit concerned. So it looks okay, but right, I've got some concerns. We can put it at that. So, all right. So as far as the morning prep side of things goes on YouTube, I think we got everything locked and loaded there. We've got all of that side. I think it disconnected once or twice. I think it reloaded once or twice. It's been kind of messy. I'm going to try to get the internet sorted out. I thought I had it figured out, but I guess not. Got a little bit of work to do. But let's jump over into the VIP side of things. We can take care of some Q&A there and get that side going. For the YouTube end, I hope you had a fantastic morning getting charts locked and loaded with me, getting everything ready. So I apologize for the spotty internet and in and out. If you watch the Upland video that I tried uploading yesterday, it did actually upload. I'm uploading via hotspot on my cell phone. Oh man, it's a mess. I thought I had the internet good today, but then it's been in and out. You know how it goes. So either way, I'm trying to figure out solutions. We'll get it going either way. Enjoy. Have a great one. We'll talk to you all tomorrow on the YouTube side. On the VIP end, let's jump on in. Let's see here. Get that.